I have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Outdoor Boys?
Yes, I have. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Oh,
I know so
love it
many
that you've
people
seen
who
that.
love it. Yeah.
I only found it the other day. Sean recommended it to me,
Yeah.
and I was binge watching it the other night.
Yeah, they're
Dude,
really good.
it's so-
To be honest, I've only seen like one or two. So if you've binge watched it, I think you've watched more than me. But
It just makes me want to go camping.
oh yeah, me too.
For those that don't know, it's this dude in Alaska who goes out in like 8 foot of snow or like a snowstorm or some random and he'll pitch up a tent. Well, not even pitch a tent. He'll make it out of a tarp, and then he'll just camp the night. I've seen him camp on like just some logs. He'll use like a log as a pillow and stuff like that. He's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's the same channel. It'll do like it'll be like minus 20 degrees, no sleeping bag, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
like
just like
that.
crazy.
And he takes his boys with him sometimes. He's got these like young
little
boys.
kids. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty wholesome.
it is wholesome, and yeah, mate, it makes me want to go. Like Alaska has always been like maybe the state I want to visit most in the whole of the US.
Really,
It's got the least US culture, but it's the most beautiful. You know, it's like wow. It looks so pretty, and it's fucking huge as well. If you see it on a map, Alaska is like, I think it is the biggest state, right? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
But it's like it's bigger than the UK.
I can believe
and there's
that.
no one there.
Yeah. Oh, wait, dude, way bigger than the UK. Yeah, it makes me want to go camping. You've done quite a bit of camping, haven't you?
I maybe do a trip a year, maybe two max.
We've never been, have we? Only
the
on
surfing ones, not like a proper sanctified camping trip for the sake of camping.
We should do it sometime, man. I
You
love
did Scotland, didn't you? How was Scotland?
Scotland was good, but we did Airbnbs for some of it.
Okay.
And then we did camping. The camping we did was rough, right? So we hiked up to a kind of like a reservoir that was at the top of a kind of like a bowl. You know, it was like a reservoir at the top of a hill.
Mm.
And it got late and we were hiking around the edge and it started to get marshy. And we were like, the campsite's just up the other end of the reservoir. And it got really marshy. We were like, we can't camp here. So we went back, pitched, started to get our like boiling the bags on the hob. Had like little gas stoves. And there were so many insects, like midges and mosquitoes and stuff.
The Scottish summer is not meant to be good, yeah.
Many.
Really?
Oh my God. I had to wear like full face balaclava and everything. And then I shone my torch in my, like I ate my boil in the bag, shone my torch in the water and it was just black. It was like black soup full of midges. So it wasn't very nice.
Did you eat it? You scooped them all out?
Loads of protein, buddy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I chucked it straight in the reservoir.
You need to bring like a 1,000,000 watt lamp with you, like a floodlight for a stadium, and just shine it up into the air, and they'll all just go to that, and then you'll be fine. Yeah.
Then put a flamethrower on it.
Yeah, true. Or one of those, like supermarkets, the little zapper things they put like above the fresh meat. And just track them all in, have like a little midge holocaust in your little lamp.
Christ,
but no. But yeah, I've not done Scotland yet. No, I've been, but not.
You should definitely
camping.
come on a trip with us, man.
Hell yeah, we should do it one time, man. We can even just do it.
really into his bushcraft as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So and I like it too. Sean's very much into his hiking. So have you done much map reading? Because we do a lot.
Yeah,
of
I've done some map reading. Yeah.
Yeah, we like to make it hard.
Yeah, that's what I want, to be honest. Not quite Outdoor Boys level hard.
No,
but just a bit. No, I don't want to hunt.
That dude never even has a map. I don't know how he knows where he is.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. There was another guy on Joe Rogan years ago who moved to the middle of nowhere in Alaska for like a decade or something and built a log cabin and lived by himself for like 10 years. Basically never went back to civilization.
10 years?
Yeah, I could have made other number. It could have been 4 years. I can't remember how many years it was, but it was multiple years.
Holy.
And he talks about like, his cabin got surrounded by like wolves one time, like all this kind of like all these crazy experiences he's had out there. But like he basically never returns to civilization. The nearest town is like 6 hours away. He has to walk it. He just walks there, and if he needs to go, but he basically never does.
Cooking oil or something.
Yeah, and just hunts, just lives off an elk, and he's like, one elk will last me for the winter or whatever. Like he's like almost like hunter gatherer level, like. Well, it pretty much is a hunter-gatherer, right?
He just has like a really good bow.
He's got a really good bow and like probably some machinery that didn't exist. Like I don't know what.
Make things a little easier.
Yeah, like a saw or something.
Dude, it would have been so hard to survive as a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those guys were like.
And now we're sat here with mics in the shed.
Yeah, I always think about like if the world like properly went to shit, and like people had to do some extreme shit to survive, like how useless pretty much everyone would be in the modern world.
Another great thought experiment is go back several thousand years. What could you provide? Like, what would you actually know? You'd be like, oh, dude, there's this thing you can do with like electricity.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do it, and they're like, fucking lock him away.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah, kill him. Yeah.
I reckon I could make a bike, like a push bike.
Oh, interesting.
People
Have
would be-
what?
I just think you could make a really crude. What you'd need is a chain somehow, and the bearings would be a bit tricky. But you could make something.
You could probably make something. It's actually a really good question. What could you actually provide to them with all of your knowledge?
You could, because the thing is, if you wrote down like, oh, this electricity thing and wrote a book about it,
Yeah.
you'd be one of those whack dudes where they like
Yeah.
look back 100.
I wonder if you could do a steam engine. I know that sounds like fucking crazy, but
Well, that's a good point. Making rotational energy from
Yeah,
heat
yeah.
is like, if you could just tell them that.
And like, it depends how far back you go, but could you not like smelt iron or something and just blow their minds? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I don't know how you source iron though.
yeah, you'd have to mine it. That wouldn't be brilliant.
And how do you find iron?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what it looks like.
That would be tough. Hopefully, they just have like a
So-
cave with some iron in it somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And
You
they're
just
like,
gotta make a
look at
pickaxe
this.
real quick.
Yeah. I don't know. But I feel like, again, it depends how. Like, they've probably got stone tools, right? So it's just like
It
stone.
depends how far back you go, hey?
Yeah. No, the Stone Age, right? Like they always had stone. It's just whether or not they had all the other shit. But
Yeah.
smelting, you might be able to do.
What else, hey?
It depends how long you've got as well. I reckon
Oh.
if you gave me 10 years in the Stone Age, I could figure out a steam engine. Like, because I get the premise. There's so many obvious detailed problems I've got no idea
Dude,
about.
my CSS skills would be so useless.
So useless, mate.
Well, okay, what about like gunpowder? How do you make that? Isn't it like peat or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Fuck.
You need like,
Sean would know.
yeah, that fucker would know.
He would know. I'd send him
Yeah,
back.
I'll make bombs. Let me show you how to make pepper spray, some crazy shit like that.
So you need a Lynx
Yeah,
can first.
yeah, true. Yeah, aerosols
Deodorant, yeah.
wouldn't be easy. Yeah, it makes you realize how many smart people we like rest on the shoulders of in
You could
modern
invent
society.
the wheel if it hadn't been invented yet, but I think that's pretty old. The wheel.
Reinvent the wheel. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could.
Sliced bread.
Yeah, maybe bread first would be a good start. Yeah. To be fair, if you went back really far, agriculture would be an easy one.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wonder how easy it would be.
I don't think you would get it sorted in like a week. I think it would take, if you had a couple of years though there,
Yeah.
a couple of seasons to like try it out.
I wonder how old agriculture is. I
It's
feel
like
like it's
10,000 years or something. It's quite old,
Really?
yeah.
yeah.
Agriculture gave birth to cities because
Mm.
before then it was just caves, right? And like tiny tribes. But once,
They could support a lot more
yeah,
population. Yeah.
and it was big because it could get the women into work. In terms of like, in the hunter-gatherer times, there would
They're
never
just
be women
gathering.
hunting big animals, right? Like if you had to survive by hunting like bison or mammoths or whatever, like maybe there are examples, right? But like as far as I'm aware, like women never did that, right? They stayed at the cave and like picked berries or something, right? They were doing like they kind of did that kind of
Where
thing.
they belong.
Where they belong, exactly. But no, but once agriculture came around, then you could have women working on the farms and things, right?
Yeah.
And then you could have cities because you could have the food production was high enough that some people didn't have to constantly be looking for food, which is all that people did in the hunter-gatherer times, was look for food.
And then you get a little bit free time and you can start doing some philosophy and some
Exactly.
stargazing.
Exactly, that's the birth of civilization. But yeah,
Yo.
I think that was about 10,000 BC.
You could be like, guys, the sun is the center of the.
No, they'd
solar
kill you, bro.
system.
They would definitely kill you. They were killing blokes for that, like in the 1400s, mate.
Yeah.
So you'd be, if it was like 8,000 BC, they would fucking kill you straight away.
What I would do is lead them to the truth. I'd be like, guys, I bent this glass, and when I look at fucking Jupiter,
Mm-hmm.
there's some weird shit going across in front of it.
Yeah, and then they'd be like, kill this motherfucker.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
They're like,
Maybe I
no,
wouldn't do that.
Jupiter is a giant
You know what I would
wolf's
do?
eye in the sky.
I would first invent the car, and then I would tell them about
Step
the
one,
solar system.
invent the car. Yeah,
the
no,
push
that's
bike.
true.
They don't
Well-
think you're a genius. How long till they think you're a genius?
Mate, it really depends what you do. If you invent agriculture, which I think is feasible, again, don't know shit about farming, but hoe some land and plant some seeds and water them. And be
You
like,
could do smelting too. I reckon if you dig up enough shit, you'll find some iron.
yeah, just dig a fat hole. If like, guys, trust. 6 months later, it's just a big hole. Yeah, go into some caves and shit and find some ores. Fuck's like fucking, I don't know. What would you take though? Here's another question. If it was like, all right, tomorrow you're going back, if you can fit it in a backpack, like if you
You've
can fit
gotta
it on
have a
your
weapon.
person, what would you take?
Well, just as much as I can fit on my person.
Yeah, but what would you take?
Okay.
Medicine would be a good one, because then they
Probably
would be
some
like,
medicine.
you saved my mother. You're lucky. Do you know what I mean? Like if you could save a few lives.
Yeah, but it would be
With some
better to take like
antibiotics.
the plant that grows the medicine, like a
Yeah.
seed of that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
true,
Look at this.
true. Yeah,
Then you have a supply of it. What else? I reckon.
I'll
Like,
take some fat like textbooks about how to do farming.
yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
Because then they'll be like, they'll probably think
Also,
you're a witch though.
Just like some general science. I would hide the textbooks, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'd just go back and study them at night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
With what light though? By the fire, I guess.
I'd take a fucking torch.
Yeah, yeah. Head torch. Again, they think you're a demon, mate.
Yeah. I would probably take some OP weapon as well, just in case they do think I'm a witch.
Just an
Just
M4.
take an AK.
Yeah.
right?
Bah, 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 bah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, weaponry is an
And a
interesting
condom.
one. A condom, what? Just so you can experience some some ancient pussy.
Ancient pussy. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Hadn't thought about condoms. Just one. You just
No, I'm like a
try it once, or just a big
reusable
one of those,
one.
a reusable one. Never heard of those, mate. I guess they're all reusable if you're that desperate. But
It's just called a sock.
yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I bet
A knife.
I
You'd
bet
have to have-
STIs were fucked back then. Yeah,
I'd take like a machete and a
yeah,
a sharpening stone.
yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
What could you take to blow their minds though? Like not just tools, but like, because if you just took
An
them,
iPhone.
yeah, if you brought like an
like
iPhone though,
It'd be pretty useless after a while.
yeah, there's no
Oh, you could
signal
just
out
take.
here.
Oh no, I was gonna say you could just take a generator, but that doesn't fit on your person.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
There
could,
must be some kind of mini power generation thing. Though.
yeah, like a little solar panel thing.
Yeah, but they die after a while.
Yeah, they're a bit shit. Keep thinking what I think textbooks is not a bad one though, because then when you're out there, you can.
Textbooks. Like you
you
got to
can
get that like
study.
source material,
Yeah.
haven't you? Textbooks.
What about like a Kindle with like a little remote and then just all the books on like the whole.
Dude, you got to charge a Kindle.
I know, but you just take a little solar power thing. they're a bit shit, but like it'll get
Eventually, it'll die though.
you, yeah,
and you're
well,
fucked.
and then you are fucked.
Yeah.
Now you're a caveman.
I think it honestly would just be a case of tools and knowledge and some seeds.
Yeah. I still think a little bit of medicine would be a good way to get in with the crew, though.
Yeah, to
Like,
begin with. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
if
a
you
good
could,
idea.
if you could just be like, oh, this person's dying, and then you just give them antibiotics and they get better, they'll be like, you're like our new witch doctor or something. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
then you're like, dude, I haven't got any more. And then
Yeah,
you get killed.
yeah.
But you've got
You could
an
bring
AK.
you could bring a fuck ton of antibiotics though.
yeah.
You could put like
Put them in the condom.
thousands. Yeah, in the condom. Yeah, yeah, that would be crazy if you just like drench the condom in some kind of like cough medicine.
Dude, take a history book
Yeah.
because then you could be like, yeah, so
Next
Oh.
year you're all fucked.
Yeah. the plague's coming.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that'd be mad if there was a plague though, and then you could just solve the plague with your antibiotics.
Yeah.
Again, they'll think you're God. Also, what if there's like a solar eclipse next year? Then you could be like, I predict that tomorrow morning
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the sun disappear, and then they're all gonna be like, holy shit, it's like the Messiah.
Wasn't that a genuine thing in a battle at some point in history where one side said that there's going to be an eclipse and it's going to rain hell on you guys, and then there was one, and the other side were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, God's turned against them.
Well, I can't remember. I swear that actually happened.
It happens in one of the Tintin books.
Oh, really? Maybe I've been listening to too much Jordan Peterson. He's
Maybe,
been talking
maybe.
about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that wasn't a war. They were going to get executed, and then they were like, yeah, but God's on our side. Oh, I can't remember. And then he was like, can we get executed tomorrow at 10:45, please? And then it happened. Doesn't matter.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, well, it's just a book, but, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any truth in that actually happening at some point in history. If some
Yeah.
dude figured out the secret to it.
Yeah. What are some other other technologies. I think, but again, it depends which era. But bow and arrow wouldn't be a bad one
No,
because they would love that.
a bow and arrow.
They would love that, and you could you can make your own. Mine's like an Olympic bow, but you can make your own out
Also,
of wood.
depending what era you're in, inventing chainmail could be pretty good. If they have swords but not chainmail,
Yeah,
because that was pretty revolutionary.
yeah. I still think smelting is like a massive one. If you can somehow figure that out, bring some textbooks about basic smelting.
Yeah.
That would
Okay, let's come forwards in time, closer to now. Say you're in like 1830. What do you invent then?
Oh, that's way more interesting. That's way more interesting.
Do they have the light bulb then?
1830s? Don't think so.
I actually don't know.
I think that was late 19th century.
I feel like they already had it, mate.
Thomas Edison.
I feel like they had cameras in the late 19th century.
In the late 19th century, they probably did. Yeah, I don't know then. Maybe you're right. What did you say? 18? You say 30s? I think that's probably maybe not a bad guess. Well, they've definitely got steam engines.
Yeah, they got steam engines.
Trains was.
No, it's late 1879.
1879. Okay. But yeah, I guess the camera came pretty quick after that, then, didn't it? Because there's definitely some 19th century photos. Like there are photos of Queen Victoria and shit.
It's crazy how it's advanced. I wonder what it'll be like in 100 years, because there'll be like HD photos of 100 and something years ago.
Yeah. There's a the comedian Norm Macdonald?
No.
Well, he's a comedian, but I remember him talking about, he had a bit of like, if you want to see a photo of your great grandfather now, there's like one photo of him and he's just kind of stood there like this and it's like really blurry. But then in like 100 years time, it'll be like, do you want to see 10,000 photos of your great grandfather and every meal he ever ate?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so
Here's
true.
him drunk with the dudes, and there'll be a video.
Yeah,
that'll be weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Have you seen the HD videos in New York from like 1987 and 1991 stuff? It looks weird already. It's
Really,
so weird.
yeah.
It's only like 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
But the camera text.
But it was HD. That was like it's like 720p or something.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And you look at it and it looks like this is weird because it's kind of like a modern camera. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But the people are wearing some weird shit and they look like the cars are all old and stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I just Googled it.
Yeah.
The camera was invented in 1816.
Really?
So this is like more than 50 years before the
I guess
light bulb.
they didn't need a light bulb. Maybe they could create a flash with something else.
I mean, it was just like photosensitive film, wasn't it? I don't know how they...
Oh, really?
Did they have I don't think they had a flash.
Maybe they didn't. Well, because I think the issue with the light bulb was they couldn't get it to like not burn out.
Oh, maybe it was.
Do you
like
see what I mean? It was like the
yeah.
constant light that was the issue. Because maybe you could create, how they'd hold up like the flash thing, and there'd be the guy under the cloak.
Yeah.
And they'd hold it up and like, smile for the birdie, and then it'd go, pew, and it would like fire off this like smoke almost when they took the photo. So I wonder if it actually was like one use, the flash, and it just exploded and let out all this light. But then they had to get another flash for each photo.
Well, dude, you did the A-level physics. Could you invent the light bulb?
No, don't think so.
It's just a filament.
It is,
thin filament.
It is, but Edison had to test like 10,000 different materials. I think they're like tungsten, aren't they, the filaments in old light bulbs? I think it might be tungsten. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I could invent it faster than Edison. It depends.
I would immediately know to like wrap it in a coil on the thing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, just give it some current.
Yeah. And then there's something about like inside of the actual bulb, they have like inert gases, don't they? They have like not halogens, they're not inert. Noble gases, that's the one. They have like
I thought noble gases are halogens.
No, halogens are the ones to the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking tripping.
Yeah. But I don't know why you need that and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of like actual complexity, I think, in these things that we take for granted.
But probably figure it out.
Yeah.
If you had like a lifetime in 1830,
I reckon the radio would be a sick one.
Dude,
that would be a really good one.
Yo, imagine the things that we would know.
Yeah.
If you could bring us to the start of World War II.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, dude, there's a thing called a jet engine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly how it works, but we could probably test some shit.
Yeah. A lot of that, I think, was material science, right? Like, I think they knew about jet engines, but they would just blow up too easily. Yeah. It was to do with like finding the right alloys that could survive, like how rigorous the physics of. I don't know.
I don't know what they're made of.
Flight wouldn't be a bad one.
Flight, yeah.
Flight wouldn't be a bad one.
Whoa, you could invent that back in the day, bro.
You could.
Oh, you could make a little like wing plane suit thing. Jump off a hill.
What? Oh, just do like the squirrel thing, the flying squirrel, like the wingsuit.
No. You'd want like a structure.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd handle it though. That'd be pretty. You'd have to be pretty brave.
You would. Oh, you'd have to be so brave. I mean, like the Wright brothers. Did they die? I don't think they did die flying.
No, I don't think they did.
Samuel Cody, who was the first British guy to do it, definitely died on one of his models.
Didn't he jump off a big building?
That was someone. There was someone jumped off the Eiffel Tower, didn't they?
Yeah, and they plummeted. There's a video of it.
Yeah, there is a video of it. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Eiffel Tower's I think 1880s, so it must have been.
I wish we had someone here who could put it up.
Yeah, Jamie.
Jamie,
yeah, and not you.
Wait,
the other Jamie.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I think radio is like a pretty sick option for the 1850s or whatever you said. I think flight is not unfeasible.
Radio is quite hard though.
Yeah,
I feel that'd be quite a difficult thing to do.
It would. I mean, but don't. Yeah, it would be really hard actually. I don't think I could do it. But like radio waves were discovered because like electrical wires emit radio waves, right?
Yeah.
I think like going around the wire.
Absorb.
Yeah.
I don't know how they receive them.
I think
Big crystals, isn't it? That's how they receive.
Yeah,
them.
the quartz crystals or some shit, isn't
Fuck, dude, I don't know enough.
Yeah.
I could write a book though back then and be like, "There's something to do with quartz crystals."
Yeah,
bro.
they'd just be like, "This guy's
This
fucking
guy's nuts.
schizophrenic."
No, if someone got a hold of it, they'd be like, "Oh my god, this guy knew so much shit."
Yeah.
Time
True.
traveler.
Yeah, true. In like 100, but then it's just legacy, isn't it?
Also, you could definitely invent the internal combustion engine in 1830,
when was that done?
like 1890.
Yeah, look it up. Because it's just a miniature steam engine, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, but with different fuel, eh? It's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
cylinders
they
have. It's quite different actually.
Fuel injection as not
Yeah.
it's carburetor, but like when did they first have petrol engines?
Let's have a look. Petrol engine. You know what I wish we had?
I think they did diesel first, actually, didn't they? I think the diesel engine
Really?
came before the petrol engine.
First petrol engine was 1876.
What about diesel engine? I know he was called Diesel and he died under mysterious circumstances.
Really?
Yeah.
First
They-
diesel engine 1893. So
Oh, okay. I made that up. Diesel's better though, isn't it? Because you don't need spark plugs.
Yeah, but it requires more pressure.
Yeah.
And
Again,
they're, like,
I think
Are they harder to run? I feel like they're harder to get running.
Flight, I still think is a good one though. You just build a wooden frame and you get loads of cloth, and then you figure out the control surfaces. And then if you've already
that's not going to be easy, but yeah, you could do
No,
it.
it's not going to be easy, but like you could experiment with loads of designs, and you could. I don't know. You wouldn't necessarily. At first, you wouldn't need to put a guy on it. Like you could just try and do like not an RC
Straight
car.
and level flight.
Yeah, you could just try and get it to take off,
Yeah.
and then be like, "Look, that thing's fucking flying," and then it would crash 10 seconds later. But you could be like, "Come on, guys."
Well, you know what? Actually, putting flight surfaces on it that have some movement would make it go much, much further. Because have you seen that? When like so, you first of all you'd have a fat advantage because you would know like, okay, we need flaps, ailerons, a rudder,
Yeah,
and elevator.
yeah.
Like people are not going to know that, and you'd be like, oh, let's just make it the shape of a Cessna. Like they're pretty.
Yeah.
Like people are going to be like, oh no, it's got to have wings, like
Yeah.
birds do.
Why do they always do biplanes back in the day? Is there a reason for that?
Do what? Sorry.
A biplane. Why were they always biplanes?
I
Back
don't
in the
know.
day?
I guess they just thought more lift, and I actually have never studied the physics of it or anything. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think they're more maneuverable, aren't they? I have a feeling that they're more maneuverable
It's
than
possible. Yeah.
like single winged. Well,
I feel like if they were more maneuverable, people would still use them.
yeah,
It's probably just extra weight with not much extra lift.
yeah. I don't know. It seems weird because surely you'd be like, okay, birds have 2 wings, not 4. Let's just do 2. Like, why would we be like, let's do 4? I don't know.
You know, I was going to say what I wish we had was imagine an AI that was listening to us the whole time and it could just Google shit as we speak.
Yeah,
That would be so helpful.
that would be so helpful.
Invention, bro.
Podcast assistant.
Podcast assistant. I'm going to write it down in our invention
We're not
list.
uploading this episode anymore.
No, I if we do, I want someone else to invent it. Like if someone else hears this, they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Could-
give it to us.
Shouldn't be that hard to do because you've got like ChatGPT voice mode, right? I pay for the advanced voice mode, and it's really good at just having conversations with you. But rather than getting it to interrupt you, you just need it to like come up on the screen.
Yeah, it just needs to Google shit. So like as we speak, it's like, oh look, there it is, the diesel engine,
Yeah.
1890s 4 or whatever it was.
We're fucking Jamie here. We're fucking him out of a job if we come up with this product.
Yeah, we are.
He's like the absolute boss of Googling shit really quickly, but we're just going to... Podcast Assistant's not a bad one.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all, mate.
You know, I was thinking, you know the whole expression of like during a gold rush, sell spades
Yeah.
or trowels or whatever.
Provide AI.
Yeah. Well, no, so do you remember I was saying in the last episode about the guy, I was kind of talking smack about his Shopify store, he was doing drop shipping.
You were talking smack.
I was talking smack. Well, the very next morning, I see the guy again, funnily enough, and just by chance, and so he in the same coffee shop, he clearly goes there a lot, and he was like, I said to him, what are you selling? I was like, I'm just going to ask now. I was just like, tell me about what you're doing.
Yep.
And I think he liked the fact that I knew what Shopify was and I knew what dropshipping was and all this kind of stuff. But he was just saying, because he asked me what I was doing, I told him I was studying Mandarin, and he was saying, like, you could make bank, you know, working with the providers. And I was thinking, yeah, it's actually probably much easier for me to make money helping people do dropshipping than it is if I was to start my own dropshipping thing, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was just the guy who, I had a company and I was like, pay me as a dropshipper, and I will get you in contact. I don't know nearly enough about dropshipping, so I'm kind of spitballing, but like, pay me and I will like negotiate you the best deals with the factories in China that are making your products, kind of thing. Like, if I was that guy, like, you would make more money doing that than
Mate,
being
you'd be
a
selling the
dropshipper.
shovels. That's for sure. You're taking none of the risk.
I'm taking none of the risk, and that exactly, and everyone wants to do it. And so basically what I'm saying is we're competing to have a good podcast with other people trying to start a podcast and other people who
The
already
risk
have them.
taker.
Yeah. Whereas if we like, maybe part of what we would get out of this whole podcast thing, other than just having a podcast, is because we would better understand what would make a better podcast, we make products to help people make their podcasts better.
I like the sound
Do you know
of
what
that.
I mean?
I think the AI podcast assistant's a pretty good start.
It sounds pretty cool. I've got no idea how you could do it, but
We could do it.
yeah,
I reckon we could do it.
that would be cool. And
My
then you
new
tell
job
us-
is literally building fun little products like this, but for a different sector.
yeah,
And the whole idea is
your new job.
yeah. So, there's a quote in this book,
Yeah,
and I can't remember if I showed you this one before. Edgar Degas. That is not how you say their last name.
That's
but
fine.
They are a
Daiga.
artist,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, I can't manage to say what I want, and yet I'm full of ideas, when they were talking about poems. They said it to Stéphane Mallarmé. I'm butchering their name as well.
Yeah,
A French poet.
yeah.
And they said in response, it's not with ideas, my dear Degas, that makes verse. It's with words. So it's like, you'd have to read it. Look, read it, bro. It's so much like, it's like poems are not made with ideas, they're made with words, basically.
Okay.
Business ideas.
Yeah.
Businesses are not made with ideas, they're made with like actually building shit.
Yeah. Okay. Understood.
So that's my job.
Yeah.
We should do that.
I think that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea for like a. Yeah, I like that one. We'll have to see where that goes. What else could we flesh out of that right now? Like, so it would work with, we're in a podcast, we have a TV on the wall, and
Live Google shit.
live Google shit, basically.
But it would be annoying if it was doing it all the time. You're like, yeah, dude, you see that Mike Tyson fight? And then it gets Mike Tyson up. And then you're like, yeah, man, the other night I was looking at this restaurant. And then it goes straight to that. And like, maybe it wouldn't be annoying.
It might be annoying, but like, you wouldn't have to read everything that came up.
You could just like flick the screen on.
Yeah. Or you could just have it on, and if it's got a picture of the restaurant on the screen, just
Not show it.
yeah, just not show
Or
it.
you could
You
ask
don't need to ever show it.
like Joe Rogan asks Jamie shit.
Yeah.
You should be like, oh, AI podcast assistant, get this up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably not innovative enough, though.
Yeah, I don't think that's
No.
innovative enough. I think that basically already exists.
I came up with a Hormozy quote
Mm.
just in my head in relation to what you were saying, which is sell to risk takers.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. You
Like,
just
you
came
want
up with that quote,
just-
yeah.
Well, someone's probably already said it, but
Yeah.
like just the whole idea of selling the shovels is selling to the risk takers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, you're right. No, when you said the risk take, yeah, I like that. We'll have to like have a little think and
what with our AI system?
yeah, we'll have to have a think and
Maybe some
do
other
some
ideas come from it too.
do some research. But that would be really handy to have.
Well, Well, here you go, listeners. You're listening to real time idea generation. So the next step is testing.
It is.
How do we test that? Is there a
we get
really
your
easy
mates
way?
in Birmingham to use it and just say, have this.
But we have to build it. So how do we build it? What's the easiest way to build a prototype?
I don't know enough about AI at the moment. I think, would we need some kind of bespoke AI? You know how you can train your own GPTs? Have you ever done... If you go on ChatGPT, there's a tab called, I think it says Explore GPTs. And you go onto it, and they're all built on ChatGPT, but they're like more bespokely crafted versions of it.
Right.
So it can be like
I think I
for
did see that, yeah.
medical related article writing or something. And it's just better at pulling out the right articles you need to read or pulling out research and stuff, because whoever's designed the GPT has done it in a way so that it kind of already knows your goals.
Yeah.
So maybe you could build something like that. And so from the first sentence, you don't have to be like, "Hi ChatGPT, I'm currently doing a podcast, and anything I say from this point forward, can you please
Google it.
Google
Can
it?"
ChatGPT Google stuff?
Yep.
It can
Now. Yeah, it can search the web. Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah, that's
so
really good.
That means that it's actually not going to be that hard to do.
Yeah. But how we need to think about where this is innovative, if that makes sense, in terms of like, because right now I've got a shortcut on my phone. Where is my phone? Might be inside. Oh well. I've got a shortcut on like the control center, you know, that you pull down from the top with your like your Bluetooth settings, whatever. And there's a button. If I press it, it automatically starts listening, and it's ChatGPT listening, right? Like it automatically takes me to the ChatGPT app, opens a new voice
Mate, you're
chat.
a fucking cyborg.
I am, mate. So I can just press a button on my phone and then start speaking, and it'll answer my question. I don't have to type anything. It's quite handy. But given that that's already a thing, like I think the hardest challenge to overcome is it's constantly listening, and it needs to know which bits of information to pull up. Because nothing we've said in the last 2 minutes requires any kind of assistance.
I think maybe it would just be like only respond to questions. Like, oh, I wonder what this is like.
Yeah.
And it just pulls it up. Oh, I wonder when that was made. Pulls it up.
Yeah. And we don't have to sit here and wait either. Like we just keep talking, and then we're like, oh, there it is. Like how it is with young Jamie. Yeah. Like they keep talking, and then suddenly the screen turns on, and they look at it, and it's like, oh yeah, there we go. There's the
I feel answer. Like you'd have to fine tune it so that it doesn't get annoying. Because it might be like, oh, I wonder when it should pull stuff up, and then it'll come up with an article about when to pull stuff up for a podcast.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like none of that's really annoying.
Maybe just have it so that we can flick the screen on when we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
And otherwise the screen's just off.
Yeah,
like
or maybe it comes up with requests, and it's like, I think you might like this, and it's a preview of the article or a preview of the website.
I think then we have to read something. I don't want to have to read shit while I'm listening to you. I'd rather it just came up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice idea though.
It needs some more thought, some refinement.
Yeah.
But the biggest question I'm trying to get at is, how do we test it without having to do much effort at all? Like, what's the easiest way of testing it? Can we just hook up your ChatGPT and just leave it, like every now and then we hit the button when we have an idea and just see what it comes up with? Hook it up to a screen.
I could, if I want recording on here on my laptop right now, we could just do it on my laptop. Should I go get my phone?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, all right. Pause, motherfuckers.
Back, baby. Back in the shed.
We back in the shed. I got my phone. So look, so this button here, if I just swipe down from here, this button automatically. Okay. So
it's
I click
like a
that.
sound wave button.
I click that.
She's listening now, hey?
She's about now. It's saying, "Hey ChatGPT, when was the diesel engine invented?"
A diesel engine was invented by Rudolf Diesel in 1892. His engine was patented in 1893 and was designed to be more efficient than the steam engines used at that time.
Interesting. I think definitely better if it doesn't speak at us.
So this is what I was just thinking. As far as I'm aware, so the other thing you can do, and I'll explain what I'm doing for the listeners, is this. So the white one is voice recording, which is what I just did. Sorry, a voice chat. But if I press this, it just, when was the diesel engine invented?
And then it just types at you.
it just puts it into a text box, and then I hit send, and then it asks. So
Right.
that's just like how you can do that on
normal.
on a notes app or something.
But so imagine
It's
we
just
could set it up
dictation.
so that so it's always listening, and it real time Googles any questions that we ask.
Yeah.
Maybe we just specifically make it about questions.
Yeah.
So only Googles if there's a question.
Yeah.
How's it going to know if there's a question?
I think the dictation knows that anyway. Like it's put a question mark on the end.
Yeah, but like, if you ask, just say a normal sentence that isn't a question, will it put a question mark at the end?
Should we see if I experiment with my intonation?
Yeah. Look, well, we're going to speak normally on the podcast anyway.
Like this. Did I have a good day today? See what? Yeah, it's made it a question.
Okay.
Oh, no, I said
now give it
did I?
something that isn't.
No, hold on. That was stupid because I included did I.
I had a good day today.
I had a good day today. It's like how Spanish works, isn't it? You just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made it a question.
Okay. What about something that isn't a question? Like, the diesel engine was invented in 1891 or whenever. I can't remember what it said. Was it 97?
97, did it say?
97? Something like that.
I can review the chat without actually opening the... Well, that's actually one way of doing it, is that it keeps a text chat of your voice conversation so you can refer back to it. So you could
It's
almost...
kind of annoying for us, though. Need a big screen.
I think you'd need a big screen anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but, like, I would rather it just Googled it.
It literally just Googled it.
Did it?
No, as in...
As in
that
it
was a
literally
question,
came...
funnily enough. Yeah.
No, as in it literally just, as we're speaking, it just gives us a search result. And then
Yeah.
we change topic, and it's giving us search results on Outdoor Boys.
So, you see... Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So, as in...
It doesn't have to do that. It's just what I'm thinking.
I could do this, like... Find me information on the web about the creation of the diesel engine.
Did it put a question after it?
No. So it's typed that, it's done that. So if I search it,
Will it open Google?
it says searching the web. It doesn't open Google. So it first does that and gives you all the information. It gives you photos that it found online, and then it gives you links at the bottom.
I'm sure you could.
So look, it's taken me to Wikipedia for the diesel engine.
Yeah.
So it doesn't do a Google search.
You could make it though. I bet. You could make a program that takes the
Links.
No, not even that. It just asks AI, "Can you give me a search input to Google for this topic?" And
Yeah,
that's
that's not a bad idea.
And then you copy its answer, paste into Google using a program.
Using like a scraper, not scraper, but you know what I mean, something that's mimicking human behavior and just
Yeah, I
opens
guess
a new
that would be a
tab.
really basic crawler.
A crawler, yeah, not a scraper.
I don't know if it was just a bot. I don't
Yeah,
really know.
yeah, I don't know
But-
the right word, but like at the very least, like, it's given me a list of the links, the relevant links.
What if the prompt was just give me a Google link for this, and then
Yeah.
that was a prompt for like ChatGPT wide prompt. So then
Yeah.
whenever the prompt would be whenever we ask a question,
Yeah.
search
Yeah,
into Google
yeah.
with a Google link.
I think that the biggest issue would be the question detection, because if it's
Yeah.
listening to everything,
How
I
does
don't
it
know.
know when to stop?
How does it know when to stop listening? Yeah, exactly. How does it know which questions to
What
Google?
you could do is make a program that's if question mark hit enter.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm gonna do right now? This is not very podcast friendly, so I might even have to put my microphone down.
On JP.
On
It's gonna
JP.
fall.
Yeah, it's gonna fall. We're on a sofa and I don't have anywhere to put my microphone. I've just been holding it.
Well, we can shut it off, man, and do some.
No, we
Exploring.
keep.
Or is this
talking.
good?
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
This is all part of the process. If this becomes a
True.
world-changing topic, this is going to be
Yeah, people are going to want to
an
listen
episode
to
for the history books.
the creation of
Yeah.
what should we call it? Just
Um,
call it Jamie.
Yeah,
that's probably,
yeah. Jamie.ai. I know. And then if young Jamie tries to sue, we just say it was you.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do that now because I'm just saying that's going to
We'll
come up
blur
in the
this
court
bit out.
case. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. If I go on, I know this is so Gen Z, but I'm going to use GPT-01 because its best uses for brainstorming really big topics and breaking
Okay.
it down into steps. So I'm on GPT-01, and I'm going to sit here and type a big paragraph about exactly what we want it to do, and it's going to say how we can do it.
Oh,
in
okay.
little steps. but it's going to take me a couple of minutes to write this prompt. So that's why.
Should we pause while you write?
Yeah, why don't we pause? That's not a bad
Okay,
idea.
pause.
We're pausing a lot today.
Okay, we're back.
We are indeed back.
And Sam has entered our prompt.
A fat prompt. This is the prompt, and more detail is better. So if you can think of anything worth adding, I will. I've said, I have an idea for an AI product, but I have no idea how to build it. It is a podcast virtual assistant. Consider how a producer on podcasts often Googles key points to fact-check information or provide additional information to supplement the conversation. I would like to automate that process with an AI voice assistant. The criteria for success would be that the AI would be constantly listening, identifying key questions in the dialogue, and do Google searches when necessary. This would be very helpful to small podcasts without good producers off camera. The biggest issue is training the AI to not Google things that are not relevant or interpreting all questions as relevant and requiring Googling. How could I go about building this?
Good prompt.
Cool. Now I'm going to hit it. It takes a little while to think. And you can actually, with this
See what
AI,
it's
you
thinking
can
to
see
do
what
that
it's
one.
thinking. Piecing together AI voice assistant, building the AI voice assistant, crafting the assistant. Okay, it's got paragraphs underneath, but I'm not going to read them all. Building AI components, aligning with
Has it written you
guidelines.
any code?
Building the AI assistant. It might write me code. It's not done that yet. It's just all identifying and refining, executing the flow, crafting user engagement, testing and providing, piecing together tools. Okay, it's come up with it. Oh my god, it's given me so many steps and it's still going. This is like a whole bloody essay. Well, it's in bullet points, but it will take a while to read.
Can you ask it give me
So-
a summary?
No, I'll read
bit
I'll read
pointless.
a few bits of it. So it says it's going to give me a summary at the bottom, I think. It's given me a next steps, like first steps kind of section.
Okay.
Building an AI-powered virtual assistant for podcasts involves integrating several technologies to listen to conversations, identify key points that may require fact-checking or additional information, and retrieve relevant data without overloading the host with unnecessary details. Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1, real-time speech recognition. Tools and technologies, speech recognition APIs. Use services like Google Speech to Text, Amazon Transcribe, or open-source models like OpenAI's
that
Whisper.
can't be hard. Yeah.
No. Implementation type, ensure low latency, optimize for the podcast language and accents. And then it says step 2 is natural language processing, NLP. So this is what I had to do when I built that thing that reads the Chinese that I told you about for the
Yep.
DIS, where it analyzes the sentiment, and that's NLP. And tokenization, which is break down the text into words or phrases, part of speech tagging, identifying nouns, words, adjectives. So this is like you recognize the speech. That's technology 1. Technology 2 is interpreting what it actually means.
Yeah.
That's NLP.
Is that? Oh, okay. Wouldn't a large language model be able to
Yeah,
do
I think so. But it's
that? You should plug
breaking it
into
down
an
even
API.
more.
Okay.
Named blah blah blah. And then so there's all that, and then it says question and topic identification. Detect when a question is asked or a topic arises that may need additional information. And then the methods include rule-based systems, define patterns or keywords that typically indicate questions. That's kind of what you said, right?
Yeah.
Machine learning models train classifiers to detect interrogative sentences. Advanced models use transformer-based models like BERT or GPT for better context understanding.
Still on BERT.
BERT, B-E-R-T, yeah, it's some NLP thing. I remember reading
Damn,
about that
I've
the other
never
day.
heard of that.
Relevance filter. Apparently, it's really difficult, is what this said to me the other day. Like, it's not very beginner friendly, but it's like the best
Okay.
if you want really advanced language processing. It's apparently the best.
Interesting.
Relevance filtering. Determine whether a detected question or topic warrants a search. So we've gone from step 1 was hear the
Interpret.
words and
Yeah.
actually write them down. Number 2 is understand what the words actually mean, which again, we probably wouldn't have to do that. Question and topic identification. So that's work out which sentences are questions, and then you get a list of those. And then step 4 is relevance filtering. So solutions include contextual analysis, analyze surrounding dialogue to gauge the importance, or use sentiment analysis to detect urgency or emphasis. And then there's relevance classifier is another subsection. It says create a data set of conversation snippets labeled as search-worthy or not search-worthy. So that would be
That's-
us going
yeah.
through it and training the model.
So I did want this. I didn't want that. I did
Yeah.
want this.
Features to
Yeah.
consider: presence of specific keywords, speaker emphasis, e.g. I wonder or do you know.
You could do that real time.
Yeah,
Like a thumbs up, thumbs down on if it gives you something, you're like, why is it giving me that?
yeah,
thumbs
that's true. You can. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah. Did
And
you appreciate this?
down? Yeah.
And then past behavior patterns. So just using it more to train it better. Step 5 is information retrieval. Fetch accurate and relevant information when necessary using the Google Custom Search API or Bing Search API. web scraping if
Yeah,
compliant.
Fuck Bing.
Use,
We're not using Bing, bro.
use libraries like Beautiful Soup or Scrapey. Don't know those tools.
Okay.
Implementation tips: query formulation. Convert the detected question into an effective search query. Use NER and keyboard matching to select the most relevant results. Summarize lengthy content
I
using
don't know if it
models
really
like.
needs to open stuff. It could just be the search result. Maybe it should open stuff.
I think it would be better if it did, but as a like an MVP, it wouldn't need to.
No.
Like if we
okay.
just got the Google result, we'd be like, we're on something here,
Yeah.
and then that would be like,
Because normally Google has like their AI thing anyway. It gives you a summary of the top results.
yeah, it does. Yeah, that's true. You'd probably just be fine with that using
Yeah,
the
most
Google
of the
Gemini.
time anyway. If
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I need to
Mm.
have a look at that, then
Yeah, I think to start with, like just using the summary of the top results would be like perfect, because then if you wanted more, you could just click a link. It's like 5 seconds of silence while you load the website and scroll through it.
yeah,
Like Joe Rogan does that fairly
definitely.
regularly. Response generation: present the retrieved information in a helpful manner. And then system integration: seamlessly connect all components for smooth operation. So this is assuming, by the way, that this is all. Like, if we did all of these steps, then it would be like its own software package. Like, you would download this, and it would come with everything. Like, you wouldn't need to, like...
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be, like, APIs and, like... Well, it would be API, but, like, it would be, like, a fully fledged
Problem
software
that
package.
it hasn't dealt with yet is like obviously all of the code surrounding it in terms of like signing in, authentication.
It won't do that, probably.
Yeah, but how's it going to be paid for then?
Well, that you would build this first, and then you could stick that at the front, I think, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I think.
But, okay, then you have the problem of, okay, it's calling an AI API. You need to give everyone a unique key that's paid for.
Or we just have one, and
You can't do that. Not really. I don't think you can do that.
couldn't you pay for like
Mega
big money
API
for like a
then.
really privileged API key that would just have like virtually unlimited users?
Maybe.
And then if you're paying
And then just put it in
£10 a
your-
month,
Maybe. That's a good question, actually. I always assumed that
I
you'd have to
assume
do
you-
a per user key. But that might be bullshit. You might be right. The other
that's
way of
something
doing
you
it
can
is...
that's something you can ask.
Well, yeah, true. And it's also something you could just do server side. So the API key stored server side. So
The
just-
individual ones,
oh wait,
you
no, that's
wouldn't-
actually dumb.
you wouldn't
Nah.
give them their own key. That's too much. Like, as in, you might have a unique key for them assigned to them. But
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
what
would-
I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't give them a
no,
key.
no,
as
no,
a,
no,
They
no.
don't have to plug a key in or anything.
Yeah, no.
No. I actually don't know how that works. We'll have to Google.
Shall I finish this off? There's a few more steps.
Yeah, go for it.
System integration, seamlessly connect all components. I don't think we need to read that out. User interface and experience, display notifications or information on screen. Use discrete audio tones to indicate new information. Allow host to trigger searches via voice commands or buttons.
Yeah, AI's just adding fucking complicated stuff for no
Yeah.
reason now, isn't it?
It is, but it's assuming we're like a big team of like, do you know what I mean? This is like
Yeah.
it's not, it doesn't realise we're just two dudes with limited experience. But I could say to it, this is too complicated for my skill level. Could you make it more simple for like a more MVP kind of product?
Yeah.
And then it would do the list again and cut out all the fluff. And then last one was testing and iteration and methods for testing, but we don't need to, that's way down the line. Addressing the main challenge, preventing irrelevant searches, threshold testing, so that's adjusting the sensitivity of the relevance classifier, is what
Yeah.
that says. So that makes sense. Like, we could have a scroller in
Mhm.
terms of like, maybe not one that the user would use, but we could experiment with changing sort of the
The one that the user would use is like, okay, I'm happy with this result. Oh, why
Yeah.
did you give me that result?
Yeah,
That,
and
the
then it
thumbs
would-
up, thumbs
it would
down, and then
adjust. Yeah, that's
also
true.
adjusts. Yeah.
adaptive learning, implement machine learning models that improve over time with more data. Consider conversation history to understand the current topic. Use dialogue act recognition to identify the intent behind statements.
So users, all they would need to do is actually download it, and then it would be on their machine,
Yeah,
and they just hit run, and it listens to them, and it just Google shit. As
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Okay.
And then technologies and tools recap. That's like all of the different tools that you might need. It says Python for the programming language. AI/machine learning frameworks would be TensorFlow or PyTorch. You used either of those?
No.
NLP libraries, NLTK, Spacey, Hugging Face transformers. Don't know what those are. We could research all of those. APIs for speech and search, speech recognition, Google Speech to Text or OpenAI's Whisper. Search will be Google Custom Search API or Bing, but whatever. And then text speech will be Amazon Polly or Google Cloud Text to Speech. And then it says next steps, prototype development, build a minimum viable product, focusing on core functionalities like speech recognition and basic NLP.
We can do that.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be cool. Data gathering, collect and label podcast transcripts to train your relevance classifier. That's true. We could just download podcasts and train it on them.
Yeah.
And then it will be like, here's all the questions. Then you decide if you were the one in this podcast, would you want the search to come up or not?
Yeah.
And we could just go like how many questions get asked in a Joe Rogan podcast of 3 hour long.
I think the AI is going to really struggle. Like, think of a Diary of a CEO one when someone's like, you've got a guest on and you're like, Richard Branson, when you were 12, what did you think? And then it's going to fucking Google it.
But it would if it was too sensitive.
Yeah, I guess you want one that
you could train the AI to understand that if the question was posed to the other podcast guest.
Yeah, that's what you need it to.
Then it wouldn't Google it. It's more like if it detects that neither know the answer.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what you want.
It's like, I don't know. Do you know that? I don't know. Yeah. And then it Googles it.
Yeah. I wonder what.
Yeah.
Those kinds of questions.
Do you know when the light bulb was invented? And if you know, I mean, that's a question that it would be helpful if it just put it up anyway. Or imagine if you were wrong. You're like, I'm pretty sure it was 1907. Be like, fuck off. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could, because it said it could do fact checking.
Yeah.
As well as supplementary information. And then data gathering, I've done that. Model training, train and fine tune machine learning tools for question detection, relevance filtering, integration testing, test each component individually before integrating them. Use host feedback to refine the assistant's performance continually. Use host feedback. Yeah, that's it. Actually said, and I skipped over it, but it said that
the whole thumbs up, thumbs down.
It basically suggested we did that. And then additional components, ethical compliance, blah blah blah, scalability.
Does it exist already? Can you Google it? AI podcast assistant.
Yeah, it might do. To be honest, it's.
I always
podcasts and AI are like two super relevant things.
I always find I come up with cool product ideas and I Google it and someone's already fucking built it. Yeah, so it's probably worth before we sink all our energy into it. What's she saying?
So the first website that when I searched podcast AI assistant, it's come up with a website. I won't name them, and it podcast AI tools. And all of these are episode planning. Hold on. It's not the same.
Okay.
They've got their services are episode planning, episode podcast production, the tools
like post stuff.
Yeah.
And
show titles, corresponding show notes based on your show's transcript, and inputs directly publish episodes with a clean workflow. Social production, social media captions written for each episode for all your desired platforms. Highlight clip creation. In the following months, you'll be able to use this tool to search, highlight, and create audio clips from your episodes to share. So it's more about
post.
Yeah, all the post stuff.
Cool. That sounds like quite an interesting tool.
Another one. I'm just gonna read a couple of these. This product is designed to let long-form creators do what they do best, from stunning videos to compelling podcasts to lifelike AI audio. Create amazing content. Oh,
that's creating content with an AI voice? That's what it sounded like.
No, I don't think it is. Like it's an all-in-one podcast platform, this one. So it's got recording video effortlessly. So like you would log into the software and then it'd be like, record your podcast.
Damn.
And then you record it and then it puts it into a video editor and you can do that. Create audio just by typing. That sounds like what you said. Text-based editor. Oh, that's if you want to edit easily distribute your hosting hub so you could upload it to all your platforms at once.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, powerful enough for pros, easy enough for anyone. Blah, 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 blah. It's not the same thing.
Well, dude, we're on to something.
Last one, because this one might actually be your podcast virtual assistant. Maximize efficiency and bolster your brand with our AI-powered podcast virtual assistant. Effortlessly creates transcripts, compelling episode descriptions, newsletters, and engaging social media content, including short video clips. Streamline your podcast marketing and reclaim valuable hours in a few minutes. Okay, that's not the same either.
So Jamie.ai.
That's actually funny. Yeah,
man.
it's all like transcription.
When are we
tools and
gonna
all
do
this
this?
kind of thing. Yeah, when are we gonna do it? Well,
We're both so fucking busy.
yeah. We're just gonna upload this. Someone's gonna hear it and make it, and then we'll get around when I finish my degree and I want to build something like this. It will be done.
It's definitely like in my life that quote about Edgar Degas or whatever
Yeah,
about poems are written with words, not with
Yeah.
ideas. It's so like key for me right now because I have so many ideas and never do any of them.
yeah,
I start them and I go to some other idea
Yeah.
and whatnot. I've started one now. I'm doing it. The
Mm.
string art store is gonna launch in
Mm.
January. The blog is live, so
the blog.
yeah, I'm starting with a blog and then it's gonna turn into a store.
Okay, cool. How are you gonna promote the blog? Are you gonna do social
I'm
media
not
for
gonna.
it? You're not gonna.
No.
Okay, why are you doing it then? MVP.
I'm building the site, so the blog is just gonna be the beginning.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyone who Googles string art tips and shit templates, it'll
Yeah.
come up.
Yeah,
But yeah, when I'm actually selling products, then I'll start promoting it. There's no point advertising something where I'm not selling anything. I don't think so.
well, you're generating pre-screened leads, but other than that, maybe not.
The pre-screen leads can suck my dick.
Yeah, but
Quite honestly,
I feel like
I-
leads is more important than products.
But I won't be getting emails or anything to begin with. So
What do you mean?
like I won't have a form that someone can put their email in and receive the newsletter or anything to begin with. It'll literally just be templates blog.
Yeah, but if you could, all I'm saying is if you did like a good blog and promoted it, and you're like, okay, 1,000 people are visiting this website a week,
Yeah,
then you could probably launch products and it would
I'll
sell
be selling
within an-
products long before there are 1,000 people on it a week though.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I'd rather just get the products up. The
Yeah.
products aren't. It's not expensive to get the products on there.
Yeah.
Because all the time that I'm like between, like advertising, but there's no products on there, I'm just like spunking money. To be honest, I think.
Advertisements, but no products.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because there'll be people that like, okay, a lead. Oh, he didn't sell anything.
Yeah. Okay. No, I see what you're saying.
I'd rather just wait.
Maybe I just wonder why you would want to do the blog first, just so there's something on the website.
Yeah, it's much easier to build a blog than a shop store front thing. So I'm gonna start with the blog. It's gonna have a blog. It's gonna be a blogger anyway. Like part of it is content for doing string art. But it's not going to be a crazy blog with loads and loads of content. So that's why I'm not going to like try and
I
promote
wonder if
a
you could
blog.
get like a Google ad space just on the blog, and then if people do visit it, then you just make money from people visiting
Probably,
the website and
but
seeing the ads.
there won't be enough people visiting it to do
No,
anything. But
I
yeah,
guess.
you could do. I was thinking of actually advertising my other shit that I'm doing. So like, for example, the podcast AI. Advertise that on the street. Advertise it to the shed.
Check out my podcast. Yeah, I just don't think they're the same groups though. No one who's Googling string art wants to watch a podcast about business.
Maybe a couple.
Maybe a couple, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be better to advertise it the other way around, actually.
Yeah.
Advertise the string art on the podcast.
Yeah. I guess maybe the only thing then I would still say is once you've got the blog, don't spend ages writing blog posts when you could spend that time building the
I'm not going
storefront.
to. That'll bore me so much.
Yeah. You could just even stick a couple of AI generated ones. Like you could still like tailor it and
Yeah.
but you could if you wanted just a couple of blogs
So
on the website.
the plan is for my mum to take. So I'll take actual string art methods, techniques,
Yeah.
put them in AI. AI
Yeah.
will write a blog.
Mhm.
Mum will change the blog so it's her style,
Mhm.
her writing.
Mhm.
Same points, but her I mean, she can change it a bit,
Mhm.
write it how she likes it.
Is your
Upload.
mum fully in on this? Or,
Yeah.
she is. You've told her and everything.
She likes the idea. She wants to do it. She's an artist and she wants to do some shit.
It's
She's been
creative
wanting to do
outlet.
this shit for ages. So, and it'll help me a lot because like full-time job plus podcast plus girlfriend
Yeah.
plus fucking trying to learn to code. There's a
Yeah.
lot to do, man.
There is.
There is a lot to do. And then you got to cook dinner on top of it. No one ever told me how long dinner takes.
Yeah, it's fucking so annoying.
Yeah.
I can't stand that shit. I can't stand it at all. It takes so long, and then you got to wash up and stuff afterwards. And it's just
Yeah, dude. Dishwashers are fucking savior.
yeah, I've got one here now, and it's great.
Yeah.
But at uni I don't, and it's a pain in the ass.
Well, dude, should we call it quits then?
Let's call it quits. I need to go to the gym.
Excellent. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope the second half. Well, probably you only hear the second half.
Yeah, we cut out the first section. I think
It was.
Let's
pretty
just
ass.
say that's gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's gone. We've come
Um,
up with a product idea. You've listened to us try and test, come up with some tests.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if we could do that maybe next year.
Yeah, boom. We'll see what happens with it. But I hope you at least enjoyed listening to the and were inspired by our process of coming up with the idea. We
Yeah.
shall see. All right, peace, guys.
Bye.